Hey, what's going on, guys? Victoria Langford, your credit solutionist, lead debt elimination strategist at mycreditcall.com, where we help you secure your financial future today. And if you didn't know, I am the author of the 90-Day Rapid Repair mini ebook. That's your one-stop shop for all things credit if you're looking to get your situation straightened out before the beginning of the new year, because y'all, 2025 is coming up real soon. It ain't even sound right to say that in my heart, y'all. I can't believe we're almost there. But listen, you clicked on this video not because I am the author of the 90-Day Rapid Repair mini ebook. No, not because I am the creator and curator over at the Small Business Blueprint, where you could turn your daydream into dollars. No, that's not why you came by. You came by because you want to talk Gen Z. You want to talk ghosting jobs. You want to talk about it. Why is it happening? Is Gen Z the only culprit? Maybe, maybe not. But what do I know? I'm just a credit lady. So I invited one of my friends here. We got a Friday thing going on. You guys know. My girl, career coach, dream career coach, HR extraordinaire. Lots of time in the game, y'all. She said it, I didn't. My girl, the one, the only, the extraordinary mentor, Shelly.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
What is popping with you, girlfriend?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Friday Night Live.
Friday Night Live. That's right. I think we got a thing going on here. What do you think?
Yeah,
Miss Mentor Shelly.
I think, listen, when great minds think alike and it comes together, it only makes it better. Come on now.
Big facts, big facts. Now, look, you know, I'm still getting used to my my technology here. Otherwise, you know, I would have had my little audience applauding you real quick. But girl, once I figure it out, I'm gonna start clapping. But listen, let me find my music. Go ahead and bear with me, girl. You already know.
No problem. While she's doing that, hello, Char Willie. Welcome to the live.
Girl, can't even see the comments, okay? And Char Willie's actually been here for quite some time. I checked in about maybe 15 minutes ago, and Char was already showing love.
Yes.
Right?
Char, we appreciate you.
So that lets you know we are making an impact here. Whether, you know, sometimes when we do these live streams, it's kind of hard to tell, you know, who it's reaching, right, Shell?
Yeah.
You know? And what are your thoughts on all that?
Sometimes I think we underestimate if we're coming with the intention and with the foresight to truly help uplift people, whether it's in credit, whether it's in our personal economics, through jobs, through businesses, things of that nature. Sometimes we think, oh, nobody's hearing us, nobody's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Be surprised. I got a couple of surprises in the last few months of just posting things I think are helpful. And, you know, one comment, I was like, whoa, so you know that it works, but sometimes you're not sure that people, it will actually listen to you and implement it. Because you tell people that are close to you and they're like, oh, yeah, whatever.
But well, yeah, because you're just Shelly and I'm just Victoria to those people. You know what I mean? So it's like they struggle to see the vision, you know, but we love them anyway. You know,
we do. We really do. I mean, I've had a couple of people just from the information that I've shared on YouTube. Mm-hmm. One young man was like, oh, I just got to notice last week that we're getting laid off. And I tried the things in this video. Yeah. And he said, don't stop. Keep doing, keep applying for positions. Don't wait. And be very open about the fact that you did just get laid off so they know you didn't push this. And he said he had like 3 job offers in the space of a week.
Holy smoke. So he was doing really well. And that speaks to your content and the quality of it. So I love that. Speaking of which, since we're talking about the quality of your content, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor for a second, sister. So I want everybody to know who you are, whether they're watching live tonight on their commute home or there's somebody that's going to be part of the replay gang. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a minute. I'm going to give you the floor and you go ahead and tell us who you are, what you do, and why. You know, you are our beacon of light during this conversation. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, sister. Go ahead.
Oh wow. Wow, I am very honored. I am Mentor Shelley, the Dream Career Coach and HR consultant. I am the author of From Clueless Teenager to Consummate Professional: 7 Steps to Get Creating the Economic Life You Want. That is through business, through a prosperous career, and understanding how to not only strategically plan, but navigate that career. I also offer interview and salary negotiation coaching. That's where you got to negotiate that money. You got to negotiate that money. Been in the HR game for 20 plus years now in different sectors of HR, and wanting to make sure that you truly become a better professional, especially for those ladies coming out of trad wife situations, out of Susie homemaker situations, out of being a housewife. Whether you've been out of the game, you out of the career space for 5, 10, 15 years, I am absolutely here to help you get out of that. I do have a free resource and other paid resources coming up in the next few weeks. You can go to mentorshelley.com/ETW. As the show persists, you can go on my channel to go ahead and grab those, and I have those here. That's going to be placed in the chat. Thank you so much, Victoria, for us doing this collab. The more good we do, the more good we create. So I am all for uplifting and strengthening the body. Go ahead, Victoria. Take on over.
Look, y'all, we still learning, okay?
Is
Hold
that?
on, girl. Look, I be swearing up and down.
Oh, thank you.
Girl,
Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
you
Oh,
already know I had to do it, okay? Look, now StreamYard played a trick on me before we get into this. We gonna jump in because I know they like, girl, hurry up. But look, StreamYard is playing a trick on me. I swear, every time I get in here, there's like a different way to click on something and get something done. Y'all know I've been live streaming all week. I've been learning this platform, and tonight they try to throw me some new stuff. Okay, but listen, I got my lights on. I got my pink on. I think I'm glowing a little bit tonight more than usual. So we're gonna jump into this, girlfriend. Okay, so we are gonna be talking about the very first topic, which is the ghosting of employees. Now, you and I talked about ghosting
those jobs.
yes, ghost jobs last week.
Right.
There's just seems to be this like economy that's being created that doesn't really exist, but it's like everybody's lying. Okay, a job is there, we apply, it doesn't really exist. The job really is there, and then somebody applies, and then all of a sudden the candidate accepts the job and then goes ghost.
Hmm.
So it's like this. I'm sure there's always been a word for it, and it's always been going down, but it almost feels like having a job, getting a job, seeing a job posting is like the dating game now, where we don't know if the employment is going to disappear, and the employer doesn't know if
Candidate.
the prospect, yeah, they don't know if they're going to disappear. So it's like we're all kind of just playing this game of like chicken, like who's going to chicken out first, and should we take this job seriously, the
Yeah.
interview seriously? You know, what should we do? Like, I'm not even looking for a job right now, and I'm confused. So I thought you'd be a great person to talk about that with. So I found this article,
Mm-hmm.
and this was one of the first of many that we're going to cover tonight. But this came from Cross CHQ, where it talks about the ghosting, and we had kind of explained what it actually is, because I think a lot of people need to get some perspective on this, just in case you come across it or
Mm-hmm.
you have been one of those people that have done it in the past.
Right.
So here it says that it's kind of a weird way, the way that they began this article, but I'm just going to go ahead. So it says, moreover, quiet quitting, ghosting is the new trend. That's what I just mentioned. So
Mm-hmm.
at least that's what employers are saying as they have a sigh of relief at an offer acceptance, only for it to turn into a gasp of horror. Well, that's dramatic. When the candidate fails to show up on day one.
Mm-hmm.
While around 14% of job seekers admit to having ghosted a company at some point in the hiring process, the real pain point happens when a candidate accepts an offer and then simply disappears. While ghosting has traditionally been seen in lower wage, high volume hourly roles in high turnover industries such as retail and hospitality, this troubling trend has become more widespread in the last year due to the consistently tight labor market, particularly in technology and healthcare jobs. Okay, healthcare is the last place that I want somebody not showing up, but let me continue. What's
Mhm.
happening between the offer acceptance and the new hire's first day? What's happening? Why would someone accept a job offer and then just disappear? Most importantly, how can you figure out what is causing day one ghosting at your company and put it into it? So this article is essentially just, reaching out to those those HR people that are probably pulling their hair out right now, not
Mm.
understanding this phenomenon. Now,
Mhm.
I do think that first, to understand this phenomenon and why it may be happening, we have to understand exactly what it is. So it says here, ghosting happens when your candidate accepts your offer and then simply never comes into work. This ghosting, also referred to as quiet quitting or quick quitting, sorry guys, or no show day one, is becoming more and more common, and it's a massive concern for recruiters, managers, and HR departments across the country. Hence why we have Mentor Shelly on, because I want to get her perspective. Now,
Mm.
according, and I'll finish this little part, and then we're gonna chat about this because I'm really intrigued by this. Now, according to reporting from CNBC, 1 in 5 people, holy smokes, that's 20% of people, have accepted a job offer and ghosted on the first day. 19% accepted a verbal offer but never signed the paperwork. 22% accepted the offer and didn't show up to work on their first day. That's crazy. So why don't these new hires just pick up the phone and or shoot off an email? Apparently it's just not that easy. It says here that 26% of job seekers say they weren't comfortable admitting they'd changed their mind. What the hell? You don't owe them anything. 13% say they had general issues with getting in touch with their recruiter. Okay, I could see that. Recruiters are busy. 11% say they didn't know what to do after their change of heart, so they disappeared. Oh my God, Mentor Shelley, these are so many different reasons. And you are an HR extraordinaire with a ton of experience. Have you seen this happen? Like, is this something that is increasing now that the populations in the job market are changing? Some folks are aging out and a newer crop of workers are coming in. What's your perspective here about ghosting? Just give it to us straight.
It's happening way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Especially in specific industries.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty much in charge of onboarding new employees.
Mm-hmm.
I'm front and center of that process. You have no idea how many times I've personally been ghosted by employees that's supposed to show up for orientation.
Yeah, yeah.
I have supposed to have an orientation of 10 and maybe 3 show up.
Oh my God. So out of okay, so that's like 30 something percent. Girl, I don't know. I can't do my math real quick, but like that's crazy to me. So
Yeah.
how is that in your on your side of things? And we see y'all in the chat too. I'm gonna go ahead and give all y'all a shout out. But from your perspective,
Hmm.
that would be so maddening to me to go into
Mm.
work and have this be this song and dance. We don't know if the person's going to follow through. So, I mean, do we give them that quality experience? Do you go all out as the HR professional with them and do the orientation or all the stuff you're supposed to do? Eh, can you sense when this is going to happen?
Nope, you have no clue.
Oh my God.
Because depending on the position that if we're a lot of hourly positions, a lot of the people, some of them are transitioning from temp to direct hire.
Okay.
Some that we hire directly off the street. The unfortunate part about it is the fall off
Hmm.
in that particular industry. You're likely to get ghost employees when you hire direct versus hiring through an agency.
Okay.
As I said, there's some industries that experience that more than others, especially in the hourly employee sector. Yeah,
Okay.
It's unfortunate, darling, but true.
Since we're talking about hourly, are we saying that this is more common with low skilled jobs, or is it just the fact that it's hourly but not necessarily a lower skilled job?
In my experience, of course, my experience is unique to
Mhm.
everybody else. In my experience, I've had that with more hourly and not, I wouldn't say lower skilled, just based on the job title, what you're doing. It's an entry level position, so
Okay.
I would expect that people are like, oh well, I can do the same thing and get $1 more per hour elsewhere. They're gonna
Mhm.
go there, and some of them, it's not like our recruiting process is so robust that you can't get somebody on the phone. There's
Okay.
more than one person in the human resources department. If you don't call one, you can email us. Our email works. And
Okay.
people inevitably, somehow, you went through all this trouble. You come.
Mhm.
You come there, fill out the application in person. You go through the process of being interviewed by maybe one or two people,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Based on the position and what department you're being hired for or you're being
Mhm.
interviewed for. The decision is made. An offer is made. You accept that offer. You sign the offer letter.
Right.
Orientation is, I'm just throwing an arbitrary day, Monday at 8 a.m. Okay,
Okay.
you're supposed to be there. Do you have the address? All the information has been sent to you. You've gone to do your, not now they're asking you for your background screen. You ask for your drug screen. You
Mhm.
pass both of those. Okay, see you on Monday, 8 a.m. or Tuesday, whatever time it is. I, being on the other side of things, okay,
Mhm.
we're waiting. I have my, getting my little stuff ready, my orientation. You got your little folders ready, got my little presentation ready. Do. All right, I'm at work. I got set up. 8 a.m. Are the people here yet? No. 8:10. Because number one, I got to make sure they show up first. Once they show up, then we can assign the badges. Then we can register them for the training system. That way, I can run my orientation smoothly. But I got to make sure they show up first. 8:20. Okay. 8:30. We're calling. Are you still coming? They can call too, but we can do that extra. You still,
Girl.
just just a courtesy, like, and
Wait.
then they don't answer the phone.
Well, of course not. Of course, they're not going to answer the phone. That would be too easy. That would be too kind. You know what I mean? Because we don't respect your time as the HR
But
representative,
of
you know?
course not. Do you have any idea how many times that has happened? I'll be like, okay, what kind of orientation week we gonna have this week? At this point, I'm just like, if they come, great. If they don't come, meh. I
Oh
get
man.
it.
See, and that's what I was afraid would happen because it creates this sense of, I don't want to say it's angst because it's not angst. I think the employee has more angst than anything, but does it create a sense of apathy on your end as the HR professional seeing it repetitively?
It's not apathy that I have.
Okay.
It's this person doesn't respect their own time or mine. This person lacked the intellectual fortitude to pick up a phone
Mhm.
and say, I'm having an emergency. Something happened. I'm sorry, I will not be able to report today because I accepted another offer. For some strange reason, people think we're going to be afraid or they're afraid to do that. Folks,
Yeah.
communicate like an adult, please. Because a lot of times, my impression of that situation is, oh, we're dealing with little teenagers again, because that's how it comes off.
Mhm. Mhm.
Unfortunately, that's
Okay.
how it comes off. Being on the other side of that. If you listen, I have never in my 30 plus years of working life
Mhm.
ever just not shown up for a job that I went through all the trouble to apply and get.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not going to be there, the very least you can do is pick up a phone or send an email. Snick something. Hello, smoke signal. Communicate.
Because here's what gets me, and I'm gonna say this, and we'll jump in the comments, and then we'll finish out the article. Here's what gets me with that: they can't communicate with you after they get the job, but they sure were super communicative to pick up the phone and accept that interview. They sure were communicative to come in, get their butt up, wash their butt, drive in the car to get to the interview. So why all of a sudden are you just completely dead on arrival? Like, what's going on? So we know that there's definitely some sort of disconnect here.
Mhm.
Because I mean, it is kind of just like when you start dating somebody and they love bomb you, and then all of a sudden it just stops.
Yep, there you go. They have the right word for it for sure. Ghost.
Yeah, so it's
And
this
that's
like
kind of how it
job
feels. You're like,
bombing.
oh, we're building this relationship, and at the start of the relationship, you just disappear.
Right. It's like, wait
I
a
dodged
minute.
what unfortunately what I'm usually my the impression of that, oh well, we dodged a bullet.
Absolutely. Like, as from the business side, professional side, that's totally what I say too. I
Yeah.
totally agree with you 100%. So let's jump into these comments real quick, and then we will jump into the rest of our content here, you guys. Thanks for showing up. I love it, you guys. You honestly, it's Friday. You could be chilling at happy hour or whatever you're doing right now. I mean,
Mhm.
but you're here with us, and we totally appreciate that. So we already said what's up to Miss Char Willie. And then we got Denise Joe, always showing up and showing out. Thank you so much. Yes, it is Friday. Okay.
Yes,
Let's see.
TGIF.
Yes, Jay Antoinette. Hello and happy Friday. Thank you so much for
Okay.
stopping by. Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, I know you haven't heard of ghost jobs, but or ghost employees, but it would stand to reason that if there are employers doing this where they don't even intend to hire people, but they're faking the funk, it would
Mm-hmm.
stand to reason that the employees or prospective employees would do the same thing.
Oh, they coming.
Um,
They coming.
yeah, and there's a lot of layers to why that will happen, and maybe
Mm.
we'll dive into it because I could, being a worker or whatever, I could see some reasons that I would do it. I still don't think it's okay, but I
Right.
can see how somebody could do it.
Right.
And then Jan Twin is laughing, girl. We always got something to LOL about, okay? And
Okay.
then Denise Joe says that person knew when they went to sleep they weren't going to that job. Ooh,
Yes, they did.
you
They
bring up an
sure
interesting
did.
point. They sure knew. And that's what's so crazy. And it's so funny because even on the dating side, it's like people know within the first 1 or 2 hours of even being around you if they want to date you. And but girl, they will drag you along. Just be dragging. Okay.
Well,
Girl,
we're not gonna talk about dating right now.
listen.
That's
It's
for another live, for another situation. We do
no,
that.
but I mean for real, like I was really thinking about this because I be thinking and I be connecting dots with my little conspiracy self. It's like we're acting the same in every area of our life to where nothing is sacred anymore. It's like, oh my God,
But
you know?
that's that. You can't. You have to. Personal life is personal life. You have to be able
Yeah,
to conduct yourself in a professional manner in business interactions. Like, come on, folks. Like,
facts. That's so
yeah,
facts.
I'm gonna need y'all to tighten up and do better. Like that. That's just basics. Basic communication is a struggle. Come on now.
Right. It's like,
Let's do.
why is that the case? Like, how did that happen? Who raised you is the question.
Let's
Now,
let's do better, professional career professionals. Like this ain't this is not acceptable. We need to
for
do better.
real.
Yes, please.
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
so
Go ahead.
yeah, so we're gonna continue here because you mentioned something a minute ago about, hey, are we teenagers here? What's going on? Well, we're gonna find out who's doing most of the ghosting. So it says who's ghosting on day one. Before everyone raises their hand and shouts Gen Z, better walk that back and try again. According to
Mhm.
one survey, the average ghost has a median age of 34. You know what? I feel attacked here.
Oh,
Ghosts aren't lazy. You know what I'm saying? I feel really
millennials. Uh-oh.
hold on, because I feel like whoa,
That's
whoa,
millennials.
hold
Whoa.
on. Y'all, I don't know how old people are in the chat, but my stats say that people from 25 to about 45, 47-ish watch my channel, and it's predominantly men. Now, I don't know, y'all, is this true? Because we got 9 of y'all watching. I need to know because I may or may not have ghosted a job in my life, but I was not in my 30s when I did it. Okay. I was very young. So
I
maybe I'll
feel like,
talk about it. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
yeah, I'm
But
sensing a guilty conscience a little bit. Just
look, girl, look, I'll be coming over here bearing my soul like a little doofus. Okay. But listen. All right, so let me get out of my feelings. All right, so y'all, the average ghost has a median age of 34. It says ghosts aren't lazy or chronically unemployed either. 70% of those who ghost are currently fully employed. Listen, that's got to be partially why they ghost because they have a place that they still work at. So, I mean, come on. So anyway, however, this phenomenon does seem to be happening for entry level positions more
yes,
than for other tiers of employment. So you absolutely said that.
yeah.
So let this stand that Mentor Shelley is talking what she knows. She said that way before seeing this article, you guys. So
Mhm.
she's in the
The trench.
trenches with these people. Okay. So, in many cases, such an applicant might have used an easy apply function to put out many applications, then accepted offers as they came in, choosing their best option after the fact. Okay, that to me does not sound terrible. So, we'll talk about this, Shelly. So, it says, why are up to 1 in 5 people walking away from a job that they landed before they even spend a minute working at it? Is it the lack of candidate commitment or loyalty? Is it a company branding problem? Is it a play at wait and see for something better? Looks Oh, let's look at the possible motivations behind this frightening trend. Okay, so before we do that, I promised we were going to go through the comments. Do we have anything else? Let's see, because I'm trying to see if y'all are going to be admitting to what the hell y'all do. Because I know somebody up in this chat done ghosted other than Credit Solution. Okay, almost quadrillion studs on logo DC supervillains for Nintendo. What? Derek, what are you talking about?
We're not talking about
Yeah,
anything.
Derek, get on. Oh my
Anyway,
God, Lord, why are y'all doing this? All right, Derek, you getting deleted. I'm sorry, brother, or sister, or whoever you are. Sorry. All right, now anyway, communication failure, Shelly, is one of them.
yeah.
Okay, it says that this is one of 3 major reasons. Okay, we know that because you didn't communicate that you don't want to work here. So I think that's pretty obvious. They didn't even have to put that on there. So it just says when an offer goes out and the candidate accepts but does not hear back an enthusiastic response and welcome, they may feel that they aren't really wanted or that they don't fit in with the company culture. Now, to me, that says they're a little bit sensitive. What do you think about that, Shelley?
Not necessarily. How you gonna know the culture? Did you even experience it?
Exactly. There is no culture. You don't know anything about the place unless you read up on it or know somebody that's got the insider track. Now
That
it said,
yeah, that makes more sense.
yeah, like that's it. It's like, come on now. That's not even I'm gonna push back on this. I don't think that's a viable reason.
Yeah.
Alternatively, candidates may be wary of conflict or uncomfortable situations. So this is more head in the sand, guys. They might find it easier to fade away quietly than to contact an employer and say they've changed their minds. What do you think about that, Shelly? Like, is it really that hard to say you changed your mind? You don't owe them anything.
Apparently, people the level of the gymnastics in which people will curve themselves to not to say what they mean with their whole chest is mind-boggling to me.
Right, right.
You
It just
go
doesn't
through
make sense.
all this trouble not to communicate. I don't want to do this anymore. This is not a good fit for me. I am going to explore my other options. I appreciate the opportunity, but this is not for me. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Yeah. So
That took a
anybody,
whole 20 seconds? Like, seriously?
exactly. So yeah, leave us
Come
a
on.
comment. Tell us why you think that somebody would do that. Why would somebody be scared to tell their prospective employer and they're actually their employer because they already took the job? Why would they hesitate? That's so crazy. Okay, so number 2, they could be, just turned off by a lengthy hiring process. So every phase of the hiring process takes time. To those
Mhm.
on the recruitment side, every step is a logical and necessary one to narrow the field, but to the candidates waiting for a response to their application or a call for an interview, it may
Mhm.
feel like forever.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
And that can be you have to also consider there may be negotiations going on too, so that might
okay.
extend the recruiting process a little bit because Folks, what do I say as a career coach? Never accept the first offer. Always,
Mm.
always negotiate, honey. You always negotiate, always.
Okay, that's interesting you say that because it continues to say this can mean the first offer to come in gets accepted. Then, when a second offer arrives, the new hire is too embarrassed or too irritated to both explain to company A that they've gone with company B instead. Now, see why? Okay, let me come in close and ask you this.
Hmm.
I don't think that I necessarily owe company A the full explanation that I'm going with another company.
Well, if you play your cards right, you might be able to get both of them to offer you more money.
Okay, and have them competing and okay.
There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
it's literally a matter of how you phrase it and who you're talking to.
Mhm.
Um, because I was in what was this? This was geez, almost 10 years ago now, and this person got hired with us in a
Mhm.
particular position.
Mhm.
At the time, I was actually in an insurance role, not in HR. I dipped over into insurance for a couple of years, and this person got hired in the HR department,
Mhm.
and he was there for about maybe a week, 2 weeks. And he said, I did, he went into the boss and said, listen, I did apply for this job and another particular position.
Mhm.
And I am considering their offer because they're offering me X amount of dollars, which is like 30 grand a year more. And I'm
Wow.
consider taking it. Is it something that you can possibly be close to matching up? If not, I'm going
Mhm.
to go with the other offer. They had now have the opportunity. In his particular situation, he
Mhm.
went there and he was professional and he communicated that for the same exact position, I'm going to get 30 grand more. You could cough up some money or I'm out.
I love
Listen,
it.
because guess what? You are the advocate for your own personal economy. If you don't
Mhm.
look out for you, who's gonna do it, boo boo kitty? Come on.
That's so true. And I guess that was where I was coming from, where I say, okay, I don't really owe you to tell you everything, but I
Mm-mm.
like the strategy that you mentioned where, yes, we can use this as leverage. I think that's great because it shows that I am in demand as a candidate. So put
Poppy
some
collar.
respect on my name, put some
Yeah,
respect on my name, you know? And
yeah.
Jay Antoinette says that she's never ghosted a job. Fantastic. That's like awesome. But I have decided to
Yay.
just not go back. Did you read
Did
that, Shelly?
but Jay, let me ask this question. Did you at least
Baby,
tell him
this
you
is
weren't coming back?
semantics.
But Jay, did you tell him that you weren't coming back? I'm just
Okay.
saying. Did you tell
Wait, how you gonna say, "Oh, I never ghosted a job day 1, but I also just never showed up again?" Like,
well, I'm
so was
going
it day
to
2 ghosting?
I'm going to tell you a little story about something similar. But
Okay.
here is how I did it. And it was actually the first time I have done something like this. I was in my overemployment phase,
Mhm.
right? I was trying to juggle. I
Yeah.
had one steady, I had another one. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work the system here. Okay.
Mhm.
So I had enough. Like I started with them like the first week. Both of those I was doing two remote jobs, and one of them, the person I was reporting to was in a whole other country. It's like 12 a 13 hour, no, it wasn't 13 hours, like 15-hour time difference. um I was trying to kind of get a good taper on how they work. They had a lot of antiquated processes in place, so I was trying to wrap my head around their process.
Okay.
Very antiquated, didn't make a whole lot of sense. And by nature and in my profession, I'm very process oriented, which is why if I can look at something and I can say, okay, let's break this down so we know point A, point B, point C, we can run through this and get this done.
Mhm.
So um, I started to ask questions and, oh, you have to be at this meeting and this meeting with this person. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why are all of these meetings necessary? It's like we're repeating ourselves. And within the space of a week, I'm starting to like, I don't know about this. First of all, it took them 2 weeks to send me a laptop for me to do their work on.
Mhm.
had to use my personal laptop. And every time I logged into their interface, it kicked me out 5 minutes later. So your technology was garbage, to say the least.
Okay.
Two, I'm trying to get a feel for who I'm working with, and it just don't seem to be working. Okay, because I'm giving you all this time, and I'm supposed to be going through all of these things for orientation, and your stuff is kicking me out every 5 seconds because you didn't bother to order. You want to hire me on the spot. You want me to do all these things, but you didn't even give me the very equipment I need to do my job. It took you 2 weeks to send me a laptop.
Right, right, right. Okay, that sounds like this third point that they were trying to make on this article,
Yeah,
in which,
disorganization and confusion is
yeah,
absolutely what I experienced. So I can hold off and wait and tell the rest of the story when you finish, or you want me to finish now. Tell me
no,
what you
no,
want.
go ahead.
Um, by week three, I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, this ain't gonna work," and like they're frustrating me to the point of no return. You have no orderly process. I can't make sense of this, and every time I keep asking questions, oh, that's not going to go over well with the manager. Instead of answering my questions,
Hmm.
because I have a lot of questions, especially when, pardon my French, your wahala does not make any sense.
Hmm.
So I said, you know what? I've never not given notice for a particular job. However, we're going to make an exception on this. Do you
Dang.
know the day I worked with the brand new laptop they sent?
Hmm.
One day, one day, I said, we're not going to do this no more.
Yeah.
So I kindly, before I packed their laptop, I took it out one day and I packed it up the next. I literally opened their laptop, did the part of the training that I could finally get in their system and not get kicked out every 5 minutes. Your system ain't working, your processes is janky, and I don't have time. So let me just stick with this one job and find something else that makes sense because this ain't making no sense. So I nicely and kindly and politely sent the letter to the agency that got me the job, to the people that I'm supposed to be working with, and
Hmm.
said, thank you. This is not a good fit. I appreciate the opportunity, but effective immediately, I am done with this.
I got
In
you.
those famous words, I literally sent the email, make sure it registered. I closed it, turned it off, pulled up the cord, put it in the box, drove to UPS, which is about 5 minutes from where I live. Bless God,
Hmm.
amen. And returned them folk things and make sure I took pictures of the routing number so I can send you the email. Your computer's coming back in day 1 or 2. Bye. I'm done.
I mean, look, you got to do what you got to do. We got one life to live. You don't want to spend it too much at a job that's chaotic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And all right, Jay Antoinette, you get a pass. All right. You were 18. We get it. Okay. You get a pass. Credit Solutionist is telling you. I may or may not have done the same thing around that age. Okay. I do not blame you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was janky. It
It
was.
was. It sounded pretty janky. All
Yeah.
right, so here's I'm happy that you kind of mentioned that because that's the third reason here that people tend to ghost. It's disorganization and confusion.
Mhm.
So it says many new hires accept an offer and decide to pass after the fact because the company's disorganized approach to onboarding or confusion over their new role. If the offer letter isn't quickly followed up with a clear, coherent guidance, a new hire can lose faith. So it says, likewise, if the original job description says one thing when it comes to responsibilities, but the onboarding email seems to be completely disconnected from those expectations, a new hire might feel the job was misrepresented and that they aren't a good fit or they aren't as good of a fit as they thought. So I think that's great. And it's telling the employer, hey, write better job descriptions, okay? And then number four, we talked about it. They just receive
Mhm.
a better offer or better pay.
Right.
That's pretty standard, okay? That's not even that we don't even have to talk about that, okay? Because
Mhm.
listen, I'm going to tell you if the job description is pretty similar, go for the job that has more pay, you know? And I think Mentor Shelley said that in so many words as well.
Mhm.
Okay. So it just says what happens when new hires ghost. I think this kind of goes into a little bit of redundancy here because
Mhm.
we've kind of talked about it. Now this part, I actually have this question for you.
Mhm.
How do you recognize when somebody is about to ghost? Because, and here's the reason I ask you, Mentor Shelley, because it's not just people that have jobs that watch my channel and your channel. There are people that actually want to become entrepreneurs and eventually have employees or contract workers. What can you give us as some indicators that someone may potentially ghost after we hire?
It depends. Sometimes you have no clue. They don't give you any kind of indication that they're a runner, so to speak.
I like that.
They don't really give you any clue. And then there's some where if they know how to communicate and they interview well, and they say things like, I am considering other offers, know that there's a chance that they may not truly accept yours. That's an odd that's also a kind of a okay,
Mm,
let's consider that. Or they may within the negotiation process, say I'm maybe considering other offers, and what if they you offer them the position as an employer and they push back,
hmm
say based on because I'm listen, this is stuff I normally I don't give this stuff away. I charge for this.
Well,
What?
girl, give us the
Little
condensed
tea. Let me give
version.
you a little
Okay.
tea. Like when you get the offer, in my salary negotiation coaching,
hmm
you're supposed to have all of your research done about the position you're going on an interview for before you go to the interview. Not when you're about to get an offer. You have to have your information then. Why is that important? Because when they offer you the salary, or when they offer you the rate,
hmm
you're supposed to already know, based on the company you're working for, based on the industry you're working in, based on the state you live in and the county you live in, whether they're lowballing you or not.
Mm. One thing we are talking about that's been a common thread with all of our topics is that we have to take ownership and agency over what is happening. You don't just take the job description's word for it. You have to do more research, get your
Right.
feelers out there to
Mhm.
see if this company is right for you. I'll tell
Right.
you, the one company I worked for where we got bought out by this venture capitalist, the very first thing I did when I found out what company it was, I went to research that venture capitalist. I wanted to know
Mhm.
his history. I wanted to know, hey, why does this guy buy up companies? What do these companies look like 5 to 10 years after he purchases them and does his thing?
Oh.
What does his C-suite look like? Because see, the
Mhm.
C-suite of my company doesn't look like the C-suite of his company, which
Right.
means they're bringing in a whole different culture, right?
Mhm.
So you got to pay attention to things like that. I mean, these are basic, they're becoming basic is what I should say, because you wouldn't have done this maybe 20 years ago, right? But now, because information is so readily available to
Mhm.
us, it
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense for us not to do the research and the follow-up, because like you said, Mentor Shelley, we have to interview the company as much as they're interviewing us.
Come on now.
Our
That's it.
interview doesn't always have to be a verbal one.
Mhm.
We can do our research behind the scenes, right?
Mhm.
And dare I say we should do it before we even apply,
Mhm.
you know, just to get a feel, but that's just my recommendation. Get to know the C-suite of that company. I'm going to
Right.
tell you 9 times out of 10, it's a bunch of people that went to Stanford or went to Brown or went to some Ivy League business school, and they all just know each other, or they're connected because
Yep.
they went to school.
It depends on the industry. That may not be true
Exactly.
for every. Yeah. Depending
We're
on.
talking venture capitalists here. So
Okay, well, yeah.
I'm talking about more new guard. You may be thinking old guard, established companies. No, we're talking, this is for credit solutionists, y'all. We gotta separate. I know what you mean. But it's like, no, the newer guard, that especially where Gen Z is going,
Mm-hmm.
that's who these people are. Because remember, they're the older millennials and maybe Gen X, right? That own some of these newer companies.
Gen X. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like you got to pay attention, you guys, because when I
Yep.
saw that C-suite, the very first thing I said was, "Oh damn, none of them look like me. Oh damn, every single one of them has a doctorate or a PhD or a master's." I said, "Holy crap, there's nobody there that just went from the ground up, from like janitor up without a degree. There's nobody."
So that automatically tells you what that company values: formal education.
Hello. So if you are not a person that has that, or maybe you subscribe to a different way of life,
Hmm.
should that be something we consider? Like, should we say, oh, snap, like, can we see the glass ceiling before we even get there?
I wouldn't jump to any conclusions. Apply and see what happens.
Got you. So
Because
never
I
assume.
because I did actually do a live a couple days ago in regards
Mhm.
to what does an employer value? Do they value your formal education? Do they value you concrete experience?
Got you. That's always been a question for me because I've never really gone in blindly. Well, I've gone in blindly to jobs probably one, two, three times in my whole life where I've
Mhm.
actually started a job blindly and didn't know anybody. So I've been fortunate in that I've always known somebody where I went, you know.
That speaks to your network.
Yeah, and part of me is kind of like, "Ooh, I want to see if I could just go do something on my own and see what happens." But there is a comfort level there, when you kind of know some folks. Hey, Samri, thank you so
Hey,
much for stopping by, and
is
thank
everybody?
you. Yeah, and thank you, Samri, for rocking with me because I've seen you in all of the live streams that I've done this week. So thank you so much
Mhm.
for showing up. I so appreciate you. That was a good live. So yeah, I think that's for
Thank
you,
you,
Mentor
Jay.
Shelley. Yeah,
Thank you. Really
absolutely.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you guys for rocking with us for sure. So, okay, so I feel like I was trying to go in on Gen Z a little bit. So, can we dig a little deeper, sister?
You can, but you gonna get egg on your face in a second. But go ahead. Don't
Can't put
pull the
egg, you can't put
scoocher.
egg on the credit lady's face. I ain't hiring these people.
Listen, the school children. It ain't just the school children doing the ghosting.
Listen. No, it's us. Like I said, I admit it. I've done it before, so I can't even front. You know what I'm saying? Credit Solutions ain't gonna lie to y'all. But here's
Mhm.
a interesting TikTok. So let me just get this ready here.
Mhm.
Then I'll put this. Oh, hold on. Sorry, sister. That's what I
Mhm.
meant to do. There we go.
All right.
So let's see. Gen Z. Okay, so they're saying that like Gen Z doesn't want to work. Now, I have seen, honestly speaking, even here in Virginia,
Mhm.
people that are a certain age, which would be Gen Z, they do seem to have some apathy and some angst because they struggle to know what it all means. So I ran across a couple of TikToks and I wanted to share these with you guys. And then, Shelly, I want to get your perspective
Man,
on
Gen
it.
Z just don't want to work anymore.
Can y'all hear
That
it?
could not be farther from the truth. Gen Z is actually one of the smartest and most intuitive generations that we have.
Oh,
We
oh.
realize that the 40-hour work week is not getting them the ability to afford basic necessities. What is the motivation to work 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week if you can't even afford rent? Like, nobody wants to just continue to work and work and work and not be able to pay their bills. They're looking for innovative ways to start businesses and make money online because they're trying to hack the system, which is not serving them, by the way. They're not a lazy generation. They're just tired. Eventually, there needs to be a change, or there's going to be a big problem as far as filling jobs because Gen Z just doesn't want to do it. And the ones that do want to work hard can't get a break with layoffs. Make it make sense.
Well, she has some valid points. I'll give him that. Listen.
Genuinely, how are you doing today?
I I have I'm about 2 steps away from Gen Z. I'm a Gen Xer. Now, guess wherever I fit into that is where I fit into that. All right. All righty. All righty. Yeah, I can't hear you, Mama. You muted.
I am Gen Y, and I don't know why people have forgotten that. You are Gen X, I am Gen Y, Gen Z is Gen Z. It's like they totally skip over Gen Y like we don't exist. We're
Yeah,
millennials or Gen Y, just so you guys know, and anybody that didn't know
yeah.
that.
I
Um,
I have nieces and nephews that are Gen Zs, and I'm not gonna say I understand where they're coming from because based on the economics right now, that's a
mhm,
very true statement. If they want to strike out on their own, they got to think twice based on where in the country they are. Because
mm,
entry level jobs ain't paying like that in
yeah,
places like New York. California.
Right.
Fortunately, certain spots in Georgia, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida,
Okay.
in Tampa, Florida, in oh gosh, where Texas. Entry level jobs, is it going to give you the economics to be able to have an apartment on your own?
Mm-hmm.
No. Let's be clear. The struggle is real. You might be able to skate in certain parts of Georgia, but not in Atlanta, because Atlanta done got expensive.
And I think too, I guess for the first time in my life, I am starting to see, because I live in a different market now, and it's like, oh, it is different when you don't have a support system. It is different when,
Yeah,
like you and I, trying to keep numbers in your business up. It's a challenge. And
yeah.
it's not like it was when I set out at 18, 19, because I think I moved out at like on my 20th, like right after my 20th birthday or something.
It
And
was easier.
it was a lot easier, and I did it because we were a two-income household. So I always have to give respect to that, because I did not ever move out on my own.
Hmm.
That was not, it was, I left my mother's house, but I left my mother's house to live with another person where we split everything 50-50, because we
Hmm.
had to. We were, honestly, we didn't make a lot of money. We made decent money for the time, but to live alone, we probably couldn't have done, between the two of us. So I get it.
Same for me. It was cost of living was a lot less when I sparked out on my own in my early 20s. So I get it.
Mhm,
What I was looking at then is completely different from what they're looking at now, because it's
mhm,
almost cost of living almost doubled. So I
right.
get where they're coming from. It's not that they don't work hard. I will say that not all Gen Zs are in that space. Now you have some young men that fit into this other category called NEAT, which I have talked about in previous videos
Right.
about the increasing laziness of some young men not wanting to work, not wanting to be in technology, not wanting to have a business, and is in somebody's basement somewhere becoming a burden to somebody. There is a sector of men, and that unfortunate demographic is rising. But outside of that, a lot of Gen Zs is not, it's not that they don't want to work, it's they don't want to work within this 40-hour work week paradigm forever. They know that you got to do some time, but they're trying to figure out other ways, which they're also they're also very blessed to be in a time where now that they're becoming adults, there are all kinds of opportunities in the IT sector. Oh my gosh, there's something blossoming every day in the IT sector.
Yeah.
5 minutes from now, a new technology is being found. We don't know what it is. We'll hear about it soon, because I'm sure AI has come up with something else. So
Yeah.
they're in a time where they're very blessed to have a lot more options than even we did when we became adults initially. That part
Yeah.
is
Yeah. And in a lot of ways, it's overwhelming for people. Imagine being introduced to technology straight out of your mother's womb. There's
yeah,
something that they have an advanced way of thinking and existing in society that we don't have. But at the same time, we also still possess that organic, still like to talk to people, still make eye contact. We have a communication edge over them. So I think we both generations have their strengths and their weaknesses, or their challenges, I should say. Um, I agree with Jay Antoinette's sentiment here, because I talk to parents of Gen Z right now, and these are the Gen Z that are in college that I'm talking about.
right.
I will tell you, there's two schools of thought here. One is like what Jay Antoinette is saying, they are questioning the concepts. Because see, here's the difference.
Hmm.
In my opinion, Gen X started to challenge things,
Yeah, we did.
but millennials, because we are not necessarily Gen X's children, we are your brothers and sisters, we are your cousins and nieces and nephews. We're not your children.
Right.
So we saw you, but we still held on to baby boomer concepts.
Some of you.
I Yes, I could have sworn I was going to have a job for 40 years with the government and get a pension. That was all I wanted my job to be. That's
Oh
all
boy.
I wanted. I didn't want anything else.
For a time.
That did not come from a Gen Xer. That came from a baby boomer.
That's a boomer. That's boomer methodology.
Correct.
Yeah.
So now Gen Alpha, Gen Z, they are the children of Gen X.
Yeah.
They see their Gen X parents stressed out. They see they're still working.
2 jobs.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, you're telling me that going out getting this job is going to make me so happy. But mom, dad, you hate your life. And I'm paraphrasing and I'm using very strong language.
Right.
Because this is how they feel, because this is why they are questioning the concept.
Well, I'll say this as a Gen X auntie, because I have nieces and nephews that are Z's that are asking.
And they're looking at millennials. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. I'm not putting it on Gen X. They're looking at us because we Gen Y are the product of no, keep working. It's great. Hustle. They see we're going crazy.
Well, I'll say this. There's some of us in the Gen X category that has looked at the 40-year, and we know that business acumen is also important because having financial independence is very vital. And how do you get that? It's in some cases, in 80% of the cases, is not going to be through just your job. Okay. Millennials have taken the reins and ran with that to some degree and started using a lot of the opportunities because you guys got introduced to technology earlier in your lives. We were still we knew how to do a research paper without going on a computer. It's called go to the library, look up. I'm really about to tell on myself now. Look in the library for magazine articles. How did you look up magazine articles back in the day?
The little catalog. We had to do that.
Catalog. No. I'm going further back. Microfiche.
I don't know what that is.
See, yes, there.
Because I'm like, I had a library card. I never did research on computers. That's why I'm like, no, we did manual stuff. We were.
Denise know what I'm talking about. Gen X, and we are corporate in the next 5 years. Yeah, because a lot of us are doing our ever dear best to create some situations and some circumstances and some business situations. So we done did our time. We done put 25, 30 years in this supposed 40-hour work week. Some of us, listen here, we gonna do this here job, but we working on this here, and we gonna build this up to a certain place so we can say deuces to this job and not even have to blink an eye. Okay. Yeah. So there's some Gen Xers out here like myself that we doing the darn thing behind the scenes. Yeah. Millennials, of course, are doing the same thing, but on a larger scale. Some of you figured it out early and jumped on the bandwagon and are zooming by. The Gen Z is now like, okay, which one of y'all do we get guidance from? Because we're not trying to do this 40-year thing for 20 years.
That's what I'm saying, girl. And millennials,
and
we're like 50-50.
Yeah, because it all depends on that particular mind. And what we always want to encourage, no matter what generation, you could be a boomer. It's okay to start over. It's okay to try something new. Do you have any idea? Have you been paying attention to YouTube? A lot of Gen Xers have started YouTube channels, and
oh my God,
awesome!
It's a whole bunch that started after 45, start YouTube at 50. I'm like, where did y'all come from?
Yeah, they are on. Listen, they came on and they mean business, honey. They working this like a job. Yeah,
girl.
Listen, millennials and Gen Zs, you better catch up because the boomers and the Gen X is coming for y'all. Because unlike y'all, what we did learn as Gen X and what we did learn. I'm not a boomer, but my parents are. What they did learn is consistency. And if you're serious, they handling that business. They handling that content. Okay. They on here every day telling you what's up and what they're doing and what they want to tell you about and they in their car. Listen, you can tell they haven't, they're technically challenged, but they're doing the damn thing. Okay. They're handling their business.
But they're tapping into something that everybody needs right now, which is truth. People need folks to say, hey, look, I understand this is what I thought it was, but
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Wrong.
And I've noticed that the tide is shifting now where people are admitting,
Yep.
even people in my family, the way that they live their lives,
Mhm.
they are honestly looking back and saying, you know what? If I could have done it differently, I would have. And my bad, And I think that speaks volumes to just the change that's happening right now, because
It
it's
is.
beyond just you and me. This is something deeper. It's a, dare I say, spiritual thing, but we're not going to get too deep into that. But I think there is a shift that's happening.
Absolutely.
And to me, God bless Gen Z, because even though they have their weaknesses and their areas of improvement,
Of course.
they can see it. And I think that honestly, 2020, when everybody had to sit down and really look at the world, it gave these young people the opportunity to be more.
Yeah, because they were just coming out of high school.
Yeah. And it's like they didn't get to start their life like you or I did. Right? They didn't get to just jump out head first into the world, because the world was telling them, no, stand 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Where you and me, I don't know if you was doing it, girl, but I was at the teen club, and I was 18. I was like, yo, I ain't 21 yet, but I'm in that club.
No, I had a different experience at 18, but
Shelly was a good girl. She was a good girl, y'all. She was proper, okay? Greatest solution is I don't know, No, let me clean it up. I had a steady boyfriend, y'all, and we stayed together a long time. I was let me pull it back. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go through these comments. And I had another TikTok. I really like what this one girl said, so I wanted to play that and get your feedback too.
Sure.
But yeah, so I wanted to make sure, like, Shelly and I are not coming down on Gen Z at all. I at first, it took me a minute to adjust to these young people, but after listening to their parents and them, it's like, holy smokes, y'all were kind of given a raw deal. Gen Z, like you're having to really figure this out. And and that part I respect. I do respect it, because they're not giving up. They're just trying to
figure it out like we did.
Yeah, and they're more observant, where millennials, like I said, we were get out there, get your education, da 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 da. Gen X was the same way. But now the Gen Z gets to sit down and they get to say, wait a minute now. So that part I like about them. Okay, so Samri says things are more abstract when it comes to jobs now. Ghost jobs are rare. Yeah, they were rare during Gen X, for sure.
Because I'm gonna tell you this: we had the this is what you do, and if you want to be successful, get your college degree, put yourself in a better position. The traditional roles of making sure you make your economy. When we were entering the job, a lot of places had pensions. You could barely hear the word pensions with jobs now.
That's what I'm saying. Now we have to go do a self-guided IRA or something in addition to what our employer offers us, because also a lot of us aren't staying long enough. Yeah, because we're not staying long enough to even even be fully vested, okay?
Things and times have changed. Exactly.
Girl, and that's what I mean. So there's just a lot of just so many layers to this thing. But yeah, the Gen X content, I agree, Denise, because I wasn't sure if I was the only one where it was popping up. So you're getting it too, Shelly. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, go ahead on, mother. I like this.
Yeah, there's one girl, she's popping up so much. Her name is Dodash, and so many people are talking about her right now. Oh my God.
She had a different channel. She was talking about her weight loss journey, and she's dropped like 100+ pounds, and she's doing pretty good for herself. So her channel definitely is skyrocketing, her new channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And she shared her YouTube check. Girl, she said she got 3,000. I was like, ma'am, I need to see them views, because I got to see what we need to do in this back end right here to get 3,000. That was a good check, man.
We need to go see what she's doing for real. Anyway, go ahead on. We
really do. Okay. So she says millennials have the experience of both concrete job postings where you know people and having to apply to 50+ jobs to get an email back 6 months later. We do. We know that. We do. We've experienced that. But like I said, typically millennials don't quit and then look for a job. We were always taught by our boomer parents to apply while you still have a job. Never
Right.
jump ship before. Now Gen Z doesn't care because a lot of them live with their parents. So or live communally, I'll say that.
And Gen
So
X got these bills. We can't do all that.
that's what I'm saying. And I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I finally reached a point in my millennialism. I have lived alone more than I have lived with another person in my life. So I probably am the rare millennial that lives alone, but I think a lot of millennials do live solo. That's why a lot of us are complaining because we have no money. Because we're not splitting nothing.
Way
You know?
these bills are set up these days. Woo!
Listen, it's tough
my.
even with two people. It's tough. Like, I have not met one person out here, with the exception of that one crazy fool that lives alone. Everybody else lives with somebody. So I've never met somebody that lives solo like that. Breath of fresh air. Yeah, the Gen X stuff.
Yeah, Gen X content, the new Gen X content that's been popping up. I love it.
Okay, so the first part of this sounded kind of controversial. So let me see. We live in a time where scientists discovered that the universe is not locally real. Okay, Samri, you getting into some stuff that credit solutionists definitely would be down to talk about, just not here. Okay, but yes,
we live in a time. No. Go back to that. Let me make sure I got that right. We live in a time when gender is fluid. Oh, the roles are definitely changing based on all the crying from certain parts of the internet, and where scientists discovered that the universe is not locally real. Yeah, that's next level stuff.
yeah.
For sure. But that first part of that statement, man.
We like, wait a minute now. Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
Certain genders are crying spilled milk and projecting like crazy because things done changed around here. And instead of hopping on the change, and instead of running with the change, I see it. Instead of adapting to change, you crying wolf that there is a change. You're gonna get left behind, sirs.
Yeah.
That there. I'm gonna leave that one alone because they can Jay Antoinette, they like to come for folks when you mention them. But
facts. All right, let's listen to this one TikTok gal because she's on to something. I was ready to talk about her, but I'm a let sis cook real quick. So hold on.
Right.
Let's go ahead and play this real quick, y'all. And I want to get your input on this one, Show.
Sure.
Companies that post on LinkedIn. If you're not a company that posts on LinkedIn, keep scrolling. Entry level does not mean 3+ years experience. Remote does not mean you're in the office 4 days a week and at home for 1 day. Competitive salary does not mean $50,000. Good benefits does not mean 10 days of PTO a year. We're straying further and further. And they say, oh, Gen Z lies on their resumes. Gen Z doesn't want to work. Let's be so honest right now. That's not true. You could get by in like the 70s, 80s, 90s with a cherry and a nickel to your name. We need more than that. Sorry, Barbara, we need more stability than a cherry and a nickel.
Cherry and a nickel.
Don't go on Indeed. Don't go on ZipRecruiter. Don't go on any of those spam sites. I like LinkedIn. Is it the most truthful? No, but it's not really their fault. However, they could do a better job at regulating job listings. This is for companies.
Well.
Okay, sister. Dang. Tell us how you really feel, okay? Rocking her Sinead O'Connor. Tell us.
Said that with a whole chest, too.
Okay.
I ain't mad at you, sis. I ain't mad at you. I mean, she has a valid point.
Yeah.
So you could survive with a whole lot less back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It ain't the salaries ain't cutting it no more. So
what she say, a cherry and a nickel to your name? What did she say? Girl, she went in. That's the other thing. Gen Z, y'all be real sharp with that tongue. Like, okay, look, respect your elders.
Well, no, they be sharp with that tongue, but why is it you're lacking in communication in professional spaces?
And why y'all can't tell time on analog clocks though? Like, why y'all can't write cursive? Why y'all can't connect letters?
Ouch.
Now listen, the credit lady said it, okay? Mentor Shelley did not say it because she's here to help y'all. She's here to shape y'all up so you can come work for me. And then turn around and work for her too. Your credit
What
solutionist
you
clean it up. Did I clean it up, Shirley? I'm sorry.
no,
Did I clean it
you
up
just
enough?
made it spicy, but go ahead now.
Girl, I said I'm gonna put some jalapeno on that bad
Well,
boy.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Sprinkle the
Shoot.
jalapeno. There you go.
No,
There you go.
but I loved what she said about the 10 days a year is not enough, because it's not. And I remember well, you know what I do out behind the scenes here, but with the company that I'm working with, they started out 10 days per year. And I remember when I got that, I was like, that's not cool. 10 days and you expect me to be here for like 200, 300 something days out of the year, or however many, like, and you're only going to give me 10 days to be off and be myself. Something's wrong there. So what they ended up doing was the take what you need, to where now it's unlimited. You just take whatever you need. And little did I know that there actually is a minimum that you have to take. They told us that we have to take a minimum of 24 days a year. We didn't know that. They said, hey, you could take whatever you want. But then when a lot of us never took the time because we work from home, they were like, wait, now you guys aren't taking any time. We need you to take a minimum of 24 days. Book them. Hurry up and do it. So that's pretty good.
Hold on, wait. First of all, I'm gonna plug myself here. They hiring for HR at your spot.
Always. I mean, they always are.
Not
but
many
no,
people have it that good. Let's be honest.
No, facts. And before that, I was in the nonprofit space, and that job, I will say, I was spoiled because they gave us a minimum. Well, the maximum was 3 months off. And but here's the caveat that we had, because you accrue it as you go. So the max that you could accrue was 3 months, and then after that 3 months, they wouldn't let you accrue anymore. So you had to start taking time off. So we had a lot of people that would go off for a month at a time, a couple of weeks here, a couple of weeks there. That's really great, especially when you're salary, right? Because I'll be honest with you guys, I've only had one hourly job my entire life. I've been salary my entire working life for the most part. But when you really do get to feel that salary, where it's like, come in, do your job, leave, plus you get all this time off, that's pretty good. I don't know if Gen Z will see that, if that will be a norm for them. Depends. Because I move very strategically through the skill set that I have. I have to, because I don't have the education to back me up. So I have to use my experience. But yeah, we had 3 months off at that job. But the caveat is, if you get terminated or if you quit, you don't get unemployment, because it's nonprofit. They don't have to.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So that's why they were so generous.
They don't have to carry unemployment insurance to be able to pay you.
Yeah. And they would allow you to cash out your time off if you ever wanted some. You could donate your time. So there's companies out there doing things the right way, you guys, but it is a give and take. It is give and take, you know? Okay. Where do we stop off at? Y'all was doing that space talk with the other stuff. Did I pass it? Hold on.
No, go back up.
Hold on. Oh, the simulation. Okay, so we're right here. So, okay. Did you see everything before this one?
LinkedIn done turned into IG. Really?
Yes, and people will. Okay, listen, Shelly, I'm gonna say it. I ain't gonna put nobody on blast. LinkedIn, yes. Now I do go in and request random people, but people be trying to shoot their shot in your DMs in LinkedIn. It's like, can I just get a job? Like, what is you doing?
Wait. Press pause. Shoot your shot as to what? A job?
Girl, trying to get the credit solutionist goodies.
Oh, LinkedIn?
Yeah, that's the new thing. Yeah. Anywhere that you could slide into somebody's DMs or messaging and give them a slick message that won't nobody see. Girl, these men, the women do it too.
You're supposed to be trying to peddle your services, not that kind of service.
I was just gonna say, girl, they are promoting some services. They just don't say nothing until they get you off the platform.
Good.
Be talking about you hiring. Be like, for what? And then, they tell you what they want to do for you or to you.
Miss me with the foolishness. Oh, that is a professional platform.
Listen, they will. I don't want to say the P word, but they will. I was gonna say they will. I guess I could say pervert. You get what I'm saying? PERV. They will pervert everything. They will find a way to make something that was one thing become another, and I hate that. Let us just get our jobs. Let us network.
For real though, like let's stay on business, like for real on business.
And yes, still rocks. That girl said, Barbara, listen, I'm now at that age where I could tell when Gen X is or Gen Z is coming for me. And I just be looking at them like, okay, look, boo. Baby, you still wet behind the ears, baby. Get out your mama's house and then we could talk. Get out your mama's house and we can talk.
I'm gonna need you to say that with your whole chest.
Okay, I'll be like, I'm a baby.
Show me your mama house.
I'd be like, show me your savings account. Show me your assets. Are we just sitting at home? This credit solution is talking. Shelly, you want me to take you off the screen, girl? Because I'm about to go in. Hold on, I'm going in.
Get with your check.
Wait, Shell, you want to be here? Because I'm about to take you off, girl. I don't want you to be part of this.
Do your thing, darling.
Okay, boo. I'll be right back. Gen Z, I love y'all. But show me your assets. Show me your house. Show me your land. Show me your 401k. And baby, you could call me Barbara all day. Okay? But I need to know, more power to you if you live at home. It's cool. But what are you doing living at home? If you're just living at home telling us millennials and Gen X how we did it wrong, baby, you are part of the problem. Now, a lot of you guys are super smart. Super smart. Apply it. Come work for me. Come to Death Row. Come work for Mentor Shelly. Come to Death Row. We're not the producers that's going to be all up in the video. We're not going to do that. We could play the back, baby, and let you be the star. But don't come for us because we're trying to figure it out just like you are. You actually have more of a cushion, which is probably why you guys talk so slick to us in the first place. I know because I talked to some of y'all too. And kudos to those Gen Zers that actually book with me. I love y'all because you guys are trying to get something done. But don't come for us like that. We ain't all named Barbara. Some of us are named Victoria and some of us are named Shelly. That's all I got to say. Okay. Hey, girl.
Okay. Say that with your whole chest.
I didn't want to keep going in because I realized like, wait, I actually am team Gen Z. I am. But don't be dissing us, y'all. We know we older. We ain't old. We just older.
We have some more wisdom for you.
Baby, we got some, what is it? Old Bay seasoning. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Old Bay. Black pepper. Mm-hmm. A little season in the front here. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, baby. Old Bay and Lowry's.
Yes.
They don't even know what Lowry's is. Mm-hmm. Girl, they get their seasoning off of TikTok from influencers.
Wait. No. We got to say, hey, little mother, how you doing?
Listen, call us Barbara. Girl. Girl, you can tell that one annoyed me. I was with you till then, sister. But no, but honestly, she was right about like the time off and all that good stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me read this. My job is and here's the interesting thing, Jay Antoinette. I was under the impression that it's unlimited, but when you work from home, you don't take time off because you're already home. It's easy to get into that, and then the company goes, wait, y'all, we gave you this because we want you to not be here sometimes. Go take your time off because you're gonna get burned out. You guys, yeah, because Shell, I don't know if you went through this, but I know for me, working at home, it does burn you out because I made an effort to have a separate room in my apartment, because at first I was like, I'm gonna go to Virginia, I'm gonna give me a 1-bedroom. No, I'm not, because I don't want to walk out of my bedroom and see no damn computer. I don't want to see these lights. I don't want to see this camera. I don't want to see this laptop. You guys, I have 4 screens going on in this room. You can't see it. You can only see those 2. I have a screen here and a screen here and a light and a camera and a mic. There's a lot of technology in this room right now. I don't want to walk out of my room and see this. Because working from home, if you don't play your cards right with that, you will become not a prisoner in your own home, but you will wake up like, I'm just staying in the bed today. I'm gonna just stay in the bed today because if I get up, I feel like if I hear that little Teams bing, y'all know what it is, that little Teams sound effect, Microsoft Teams, or you hear the click when your Outlook, you get an email, girl, please.
Yep.
So be careful, y'all. But yeah, unlimited PTO, there always actually is a minimum they want you to take. They just don't tell you that because they figure people will take it, but they don't. Sorry, y'all. I've been going on and on. Okay, but salaried versus wage are like night and day. I got my first salary position this year. Yeah, and when you get a job where it's task based only and you still get your same salary, that's the biggest. It's so good, but you also have to make sure that you have a process. And what would you call it, Shell?
You have to you're gonna eventually get to a point where you streamline your process so it takes you a
There
lot
you
less
go.
time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And
So
for me, I'm still trying to figure it out, even though I've been working from home for years now. I'm still some nights I'll work until midnight, 1:00 in the morning, and then other nights or other mornings I'll get up at 5 and be done by 7 a.m.
Right.
So it just depends, but salaried is great.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But don't say that too loud.
What?
They're gonna give you more work to do.
Girl, listen. And that's the other thing, guys. Like, you don't want to get complacent either. And that's the only thing I would caution Gen X or not Gen X, Gen Z with as well. Don't be too apathetic because yes, you're relying on technology, but if you work for Amazon, one of the managers there just made a big public statement and said, listen, we know y'all don't want to come in, but we don't care.
They said, well, if you don't like what we offering.
Exactly. So that's the only thing that I would caution Gen Z with is like, be apathetic, but stop being super loud about it because millennials and Gen X and baby boomers are still your bosses. They still are for now.
Because some of them jokers, they lost their ever loving minds. Because some of the stuff that I see, I'm looking at them like, are you for real?
And I think it's because they don't know hard. Okay. No, let me not say that because I am not going to lessen their experience. Gen Z does know hard times because remember when the Twin Towers went down? Like, I remember where I was, and I don't think life has ever been the same since then, but they've experienced something traumatic in a different way. And without the organic part of talking to people all the time and writing letters to their best friend or their boyfriend, like they don't know that stuff. They just know technology. They're just
part of the issue. And I think part of the issue, not necessarily just a generation, but right now, a lot of people, when we were coming up, we were talking most likely on one of these.
Facts.
And you're talking to your friends sometimes until your mom says, get off the phone. Yeah.
She would get on the phone and be like, get off the phone.
Yes, there you go.
Girl, I would be shaking like, oh my God.
Versus how these kids communicate now. They don't even communicate in sentences anymore. And it's on these things where they're texting emojis.
Yes.
I just had a conversation with another fella Gen X a couple of days ago that they said it was 2023 before they found out what the eggplant emoji really meant. I said, oh God.
Yes. Oh my God, girl. Listen.
So you have to understand the level of communication is very different. And if when I was coming up when I was in my early 20s, I was looking for information and I read a lot of different articles, books. YouTube was in its infancy, so it's not the YouTube university that y'all know and love now. We had to get it out the mud and had to practice and be baptized by fire to figure out what to say on these interviews because we had to go in some books to figure that out and practice and get some things done. So it's not like now where you can look on my channel, you can look at anybody that, any of the career coaches that are on YouTube or on Facebook or anywhere else to get samples of what it is that is expected of you to some degree. Now, of course, I'm going to give you some of the inside sauce if you book a consultation with me. That's the whole. Then you get extra game on that. But at the end of the day, we were taught to communicate differently and to be able to communicate in all spaces. I don't even know. Do they even have business management or business communication classes in high school anymore?
Not high school. I remember my first business class wasn't until college.
I had business communication classes in high school.
Wow. See, even that's different. But I was in California. You think we'd have it there, but no.
We learned, and I don't know if they don't even do this anymore. Some schools are starting to reintroduce it.
Okay.
These are a part of these should be a part of civics.
True.
Not physics, but civics subjects. Maybe not necessarily the class, but they should be able to. The business communication classes was teaching us how to fill out an application, how to write a check, how to put together a resume, what should be on a resume. Back in the day when they used objectives on resumes. Now y'all see I'm really a Gen Zer here, because please don't have. I'm gonna say this with my whole chest.
Oh boy.
Please don't have the word objective on your resume in 2024.
I would so have it on there. That's how I know I need your help. The last time I had to use a resume, the word objective was
wave if you put your head down right now, because if you look at your resume, the last time you looked at it, if it has the word objective on there,
girl, objective,
and you've been following my channel, or you know who I am as a career coach, please take that off your resume.
Yeah. And I think I'm at that age now where, I personally am getting stuck in my ways, because I still have that old millennial lesson, or that, that was beat into my head, that you get a job, you keep a job because you got bills, lady. And this other part of me is like, well, no, you have to move with the times, because you're going to be an old lady someday, and you're going to have to adjust to this new world, It's a brave new world, as a matter of fact. So I'm still struggling with that, admittedly so. I know that it's just something I got to get over. It's a hump that I have to get over as the credit solutionist. Like, even some things I need to automate, I haven't done it because I don't know how to do it, I guess, or I may be just kind of nervous to take that step in that direction. So I do see some of my age is catching up with me. And it's really not age. It's just motivation, you guys. It's not age. I shouldn't say that. So I just like what I like, and I be used to stuff. But hold on, y'all. I'm seeing y'all, and I love that you're participating. Thank you so much. I almost joined a cult from an LI connection. What does she mean by that?
LinkedIn.
Oh, girl, don't be joining those CULTs. What's wrong with you? Don't be doing that, boo.
Yeah, be careful. I guess you gotta really be careful with that DM in LinkedIn. Then, oh Jesus.
Okay, clearly, Mentor Shelley be going on there being professional, y'all. So don't be coming up in her DMs. Leave her alone. Don't start tonight.
If we not handling business, we have nothing else to talk about.
Look what Samry said. She said, "Are you interested in a lucrative opportunity?"
This South Asian lady was like, "Are you interested in a lucrative?"
Girl, I would have been like, "Yes, tell me more, boo. What is it? We selling skincare? Girl, what we selling? I swear. Oh my gosh! Wait, it gets better. She actually met her. Wait. Oh my God. Why you can't repeat it to your family and friends? Girl, that could have almost been a trafficking thing.
Be careful.
Yeah, that's scary. Never meet people without weapons. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to say that with my whole chest. I ain't going to tell you what weapons. That's up to you. But I would never meet somebody unarmed, please. Literally, everybody dropped off. They like, well, is she crazy? Samry. Okay, Samry is sound like Samry is very adventurous. I think I like Samry. I like Samry.
Yeah, that was when you was talking with your whole chest, Vic.
Yes, I'm like, look, I'm like a big sister to Gen Z, because I know I could learn a lot from them. But at the same time, I'm like, baby, simmer down. I'm talking to them like Gen X used to talk to me when I was a young millennial. It's like every generation does it. We're just like, yo, simmer down, chill.
Come on,
you haven't seen life yet. Chill.
Come on, whippersnapper, get it together. Get it together.
No, because Shell, there's so many things they haven't seen. It's like they really don't know what it's like to walk up to somebody and have to say hello and just really do that in-person networking. They just don't
They're doing
know.
this.
Yeah, and then there, but on the other side, there's this whole other level where it's like, yes, we need those people that are tech focused and tech forward so they can pull us along, and innovate, right? But also, I don't want it to be a situation where we're seriously living a Black Mirror episode. I don't want life to turn into that.
No, not that crazy show.
No, it's insane. And I mean, I this thing is powerful, and there's so much more to it, because when you and I were younger, saying that this was going to be everything to everybody, we would have laughed in your face if you told us that.
You got to remember, I come from the generation where I saw it when it was a suitcase.
That's what I'm saying. My stepdad had the big briefcase cell phone, and it's like, y'all, come on.
Yeah.
Come
the big
on.
Briefcase. And it was a clunker too. You walking with that thing on your shoulder like you who shot money bags. And they always used to associate that with drug dealers back then.
Yes, girl. And you know what used to be associated with drug dealers or doctors having a pager. But then when I was a teenager, having a pager was amazing. Like everybody had a pager. And yes, y'all, we went to the payphone. Okay. We were not running around with cell phones. Or we would have to put little codes in there. So, if you turn the beeper a certain way, you could see what they were saying to you. So y'all, like, and so, yeah, you're right, Shel, when you said that, like, we saw technology, because like I was born.
Evolve.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Atari was probably a thing, and then Nintendo, and then it went up from there. But that wasn't something that took over our entire life. It was something that we did maybe an hour or two a week when our mom let us, but also we played outside. So we didn't care about having a Nintendo console at our beck and call all the time. We just didn't need it.
Wait. Let me throw this out here. Y'all remember when you
wait for the internet?
Yes.
Girl, yes.
On the phone. Say, don't touch the phone. I'm going on the internet.
And then when somebody get on the phone, it cuts off. Girl, ooh, that started a lot of fights between siblings. I will tell you what.
You better say that. Oh my goodness.
I swear, it's so crazy. Okay, so Still Rock says some of them headshots on LinkedIn be pretty now. Look, Samrock or Still Rocks, you better stop. I know you got a wifey. You better cut it out. Okay, don't let your wifey hear that. Okay. Oh gosh, she continuing the saga. She gave me a book, The Go River, to read and reflect on the lessons. What is the Go Giver? I mean, it sounds intriguing. That's how I know I would have been sitting in that lobby with her. Just silly. I would have been doing that. I'm crazy like that too. So yes, work from home burnout. Yeah, it is. It is. You think while you're commuting, oh, I wish I was home. Then when you're home, but don't get me wrong, y'all. It is nice where throughout the day you could get up on a Wednesday and decide to go shopping at 7 a.m. with all the seniors at the grocery store. Yes, the produce is better at 7 a.m. sometimes. Okay. It's nice to not go shopping on your lunch break. It's nice to just say, yo, I'm logging off. I'll be back when I'm back. But you're tethered to Teams. Don't forget that, guys. We are still tethered to something. So
it's true.
It is nice, but you're not as free as it seems. Okay. That's the only thing. So Gen Alpha, don't even get that part. That's a sensitive topic for a lot of people.
How does that work?
A lot of schools are not giving them homework. They figure you're home, school is over, you're done. That's what I'm saying, Shel. It's changing. It's changing a lot.
It has changed a whole lot.
Yeah. They said they don't handwrite papers anymore either. Because I mean, why would they? They could type it out. But and even with AI, I think the school system knows they can't really compete with that. In person, it's tough.
So their critical thinking skills is at an all-time low based on just those facts alone.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm not even gonna touch on that right now.
Yeah.
I'm
And I
gonna have
think,
to I'm gonna have a whole series on Gen Z because
yeah.
we have to. We're gonna have to address a lot of what they have issues with in the job market is their level and the the calamities of the level of communication they have professionally, which is sorely lacking based on how they're being educated, what's going on with them. Not that they're not smart, but um, there's also a code of conduct that they could care less about, and that's also dampening their professional um, goals and dreams, or it's dampening their professional perception
Yeah.
because a lot of people will perceive them as rude when it's really because they don't know how to conduct themselves in a business environment.
Yeah,
Because they were taught.
that's not their fault when you really think of it, because who's in that work environment that could be showing them the way and really instilling it in them, you know?
Well, they're not going to work to learn. They're going to work to make money. They're
I
supposed to
think
learn
that's the
that before they
disconnect.
got the job.
Yeah, that's
And
the disconnect there too.
yeah, and if they want to learn, there are resources for them on that very same phone. If they really want to learn, anything they want to learn about, they can learn about in 20 minutes. It's up to them.
Yeah, and there's just so many nuances there, because I think even when you go back, just the culture's so different. Like the music is really mindless, and I know we had weird music, but like it wasn't as bad as the stuff we listen to now. It's like they're hypnotizing these young people
No, they were trying to
100%.
hypnotize us back then. The difference is people actually had to have talent to make music back when I was coming out of school in the 90s.
Hmm.
Now people only have to mumble and say one word, and that's now a song. That is absolute garbage to me.
Yeah.
Right now, artists that came up in my era can still go to a concert and have a 3 hour concert and kill.
Right.
And some of these new artists can't even last 5 minutes.
Ain't
Go
that the
sit down
truth,
somewhere.
girl?
I'm sorry.
And
Now I know I sound like a Gen Xer because it's the truth, though.
okay, y'all. See, I knew Shelly was gonna show y'all. She was gonna show y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason she and I are friends, y'all. You know, you already know. We both got a little spice. We good. You know what I'm saying? She's a habanero though. No, Shelly's a ghost pepper. I'm a jalapeno. I ain't as spicy as Shelly be getting. She be keeping it buttoned up for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Telling everybody that.
But what do you think about what Jay Antoinette said here? Because I agree with her
Well, during
wholeheartedly.
COVID, they literally couldn't walk up to people, no job fairs, no seminars. That is true. Um, that's true. And it probably set a precedence for some of those that were coming right out of high school.
Yeah.
Um, but now that's no longer the case. And if you really want to learn how to do that, that's something they can practice as well or be
Yes.
coached through.
It is. It is, yeah. I do agree, because I knew a young lady, and this young lady is not like other children. I will say that. She's a grown woman now, but I met her when she was a young girl, like 12 years old. And I remember she took a liking to me. And I remember like just putting so much weight on that, because I was like, oh my gosh, she's so young and she has no idea that like I'm so not tech savvy. I just drive a really cool car. And like that's all she knew about me. She's like, can I drive around in your Mustang with you? Sure. Go ask your, I was like, go ask your dad, and we'll do some zooms around the block or whatever. But she was a good kid. But I also even noticed as she got older, she started to even kind of shift, you know, into the Gen Z way, because when she started high school, that's when the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So she never really got that full high school experience. I mean, I think it does suck, but I do think Gen Z needs to know what it's like to go to school and kind of be nervous, kind of not know where you're going to sit at lunchtime, because that builds character. You have to figure out how to survive in that social jungle. You
That builds
need
your
to,
confidence. Mhm.
yes, like dare I say, you need to see a school fight. You need to go to
Mhm.
detention maybe once in your life. You need to experience a homecoming dance,
Yeah.
prom, having people sign your yearbook. Like you need those
That
experiences.
that high school experience, they got robbed during COVID for sure.
Oh man. So we're dealing with a generation of children that were either coming out of high school into the pandemic or going into high school into the pandemic. So that part I sympathize, whether they want my sympathy or not. I know what you're missing because I had it. Shelly had it. We know what you're missing. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So but thank you for saying that, Jay Antoinette. That was very, kind of summed up everything here. I vaguely remember pagers, girl.
I had a pager.
I bet my mom still has mine, you know, and I had it when it was AirTouch, I think was the company. Now it's Verizon, but it was AirTouch, AirTouch and then GTE and then Verizon or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how they worked though. Well, girl, press a button, see the number, call the person back. That's it. That's it. Thank you, Still Rocks. Thank you for all the flames. Okay, we had one last article here, and I think it's going to kind of tie into what we're going to talk about next week. Because I do honestly think you should do a Gen Z series. It's necessary now.
Absolutely.
And they can definitely benefit from your expertise because I'm going to be more smack them in the head, and you're more, hey.
You ain't got to smack the school children in the head all the time now. Come on.
I'm not gonna hit them because they the type that'll call the police on their parents. I'm good. They gonna call the police. I ain't stupid. Girl, they won't go in the room and cry like we did. and then come out 5 minutes later and eat dinner. No, girl, they spiral. They spiral. They're pretty soft that way.
Yes, if people go low, they go to the gutter. I got you.
Girl, they be like, oh, my life. Oh, they yelled at me.
Wait. The punishment for them is you took my phone and my computer. Oh my God.
Girl, I'll be like, shut
Let me leave school children alone now. Let me leave school children alone. All right.
I know the article is probably listening in because now they're trying to freeze my stuff. Okay, hold on. All right, so this one comes from KTLA 5. Whoop whoop. All right. Have I froze at all during our stream show? Have you noticed?
Not really. Like maybe one.
Okay, because I think. All right, I think my internet might be better now. Thank God. I hope it stays this way because I can't be freezing every 2 seconds. That we can't have. Because the show must go on. All right. Okay. KTLA love this place. Their studio. I used to live like right on the same block as them. Never went, but it was there. And Netflix, because I was in Hollywood, like the little center there, and all that stuff is like right there. It's kind of cool.
Antoinette says no freezing, so you're good.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so it says many Gen, and guys, we're gonna actually kind of expound on this again next week, but we're gonna close out tonight with this article here. Still Rocks, thanks again. I'm gonna take you down there. All right, so many Gen Z workers aren't prepared for the workplace. So this is what we were just talking about.
Yep.
So it says Gen Z employees have some work ahead of them to earn trust of their bosses. A recent survey by intelligent.com found that about 1 in 6 companies are hesitant to hire recent college grads, citing concerns over their preparedness, communication skills, and professionalism. A stunning. What was that, show?
I just said that.
Yeah, that, like I said, it's almost like, you know, you really are tapped in, and I love that. It says here, a stunning 6 in 10 said that they had fired college grads that they hired in 2024. So Gen Z, y'all having trouble keeping jobs, babies. So some hiring managers and business leaders believe Gen Z employees often lack the motivation, charisma, and soft skills necessary to thrive in a professional environment, the survey found. 75% of companies report that some or all of the recent college graduates they hired this year were unsatisfactory. So you guys look at the numbers here. It says that 30% have difficulty working in a team. That's right here at the bottom. Bad culture fit. Okay, do it for the culture. Insufficient technical skills. Poor problem solving skills. This is huge. This is why I have Mentor Shelly on here. Lack of relevant work experience. Okay. Challenges with feedback, right? Because you can't tell them nothing before, without them going nuts. And then poor communication skills. Have you ever tried seriously talking to somebody that's like 30 years of age and younger? It's hard. No, it's hard. They don't look you in the eye. They what? Huh? What does that word mean? Huh? And you're like, really, bruh? Okay.
I'm in HR. I talk to them every day. The struggle is real. Do you hear me? Look at me. The struggle. I got my big old eyes open. The struggle is real.
Because if you look at them, they swear up and down you being combative or you being weird. And it's like, no, no, I need you to know I'm talking to you. So let's look at each other. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a big thing for me. And I've noticed people have a hard time with eye contact.
Somebody never sat down and taught the babies that that's important in the business interactions.
Yeah, and even with the mentorship thing, yeah, I see my stuff is starting to slow down. With the mentorship situation, it kind of bothers me because it is mostly young men that don't know how to articulate. The girls, however, still very headstrong like they were when you or I were kids, where the girls just tend to be, they catch on quicker. I don't want to say they're smarter, but they focus on their academics more. And women are better at, they just want to speak more. Their vocabularies tend to be more developed than boys at younger ages.
Right.
So, but that's always been the case, you guys. So that's not anything new. So I'm glad to see that is still the case. The girls, great. The boys, I worry about them. I do. Let's go back here. But yeah,
it's all fixable though. That's the good part. It's fixable.
Heck yeah. Poor organizational skills. Now, I'll say that I suffer with that sometimes too. So I can totally understand that. Lack of professionalism. Shelley brought that up. And then lack of motivation or initiative. That's the apathy that I was talking to you guys about earlier. It is big. That's over 50% of Gen Z has issues with lack of motivation or initiative. They are not engaging in the world. And these are our future politicians, doctors, nurses, everybody. This is the future of America, the world, right? What's going on, space cadets? What's going on? We got to get back engaged. Is there an answer to this, Shelley? How do we get them more engaged? Because millennial, we're tired. I'm a tired millennial, but I'm still going to keep going. How do we get them engaged?
They have to want to invest, and they have to want to invest in themselves and be better. And there's a good percentage of them that are in that position and are actively pursuing that. There's a sector of them that's lost already. Unfortunate, but true.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a sector of them that if they want to be better, all those things that they addressed are all soft skills they can work on and change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the great thing about all of this. And part of it is that they're growing up. We thought we were growing up in a microwave society when cable became a thing when we were kids.
Yeah.
We're now looking at them going, can you people concentrate on something for more than 30 seconds? Can you have an ongoing no, like on a serious level?
Mm-hmm.
Can you have a conversation about a particular topic verbally? Let me specify.
Yeah.
I don't mean texting. I mean verbally with another human being and not sound like one of those mumble rappers trying to mumble to a beat.
You did not say the mumble rappers.
I have to because the communication skills is like listening to a mumble rapper. I'm bopping to the beat, but what are you saying?
Girl, see what Samri said right there. We go through that every day, Samri, and it's crazy. Like, yeah, see, she said he doesn't know how to focus on the topic at hand. He's nice. The hell, we fire nice people every day. Shit.
It's not about being nice. It's about having the skill to communicate efficiently.
Yeah.
And professionally. It is a huge gap in the workforce right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to break it to you, it ain't just Gen Z. It
Right.
there's some millennials and some Gen X mixed in the pot there based on my experience. Because
Yeah.
having a conversation with some folks, I'm like, really? Or
True.
attempting to have a conversation with some folks in a professional space. Keyword, this is professional. Let's not talk about personal or dating in these streets. Oh, Lord, that we're gonna be here forever if we ever venture into that topic. That's not
Yeah.
that's not my level of expertise. I just know it's like a cesspool in that department. Now, just in professional settings for short spurts, brief moment in time, I'm having a problem with XYZ. Let's say an employee approaches me. I'm having a problem with my check. Okay, what's the problem with your check? I didn't get paid right. How? What happened? Are you missing hours? Did you not get the proper deductions? What is it? Sometimes I have to ask about five more questions before I get to the point, before I find out what is it that they want.
Right.
But that's your check. You should be able to communicate to me what it is that you want. Like I'm not understand how are I'm thinking to myself, how are you in a professional space? You don't even know how to speak, communicate what you need in a professional space? And that's simple.
Yeah.
Something wrong with my check. Well, what's wrong with your check?
I'd be like, rewind, go back out the door and come back and say that again in English. We'll talk offline, Shelly, but I literally talk to people like that every day. I'll be like, can we try that again? Can we? I say it in jest, obviously, because they be like, "Oh, okay, all right, you right." But I'd be like, "Can we rewind? Because I'm not picking up what you're putting down. Can you say that
No,
differently?"
sometimes they'll and I'm just looking. I'm like, okay, so what's wrong with your check?
Because it's like that could be anything. What do you mean? You dropped it in a puddle? Is it a paper check? Is it Is it your direct deposit? What are you talking about?
Like seriously.
And I'd be like, "What check? What do you talk? What when? What check? What time? What pay period? What are you talking about?"
Listen, sometimes to break it up or like not to make because I don't sit in a particular office per se. So
Mm.
my area is kind of open and I'm trying to make them not be fully embarrassed. So I'll like use a little accent. What is wrong with your check now? How can I help you? Like try to make it, make light of it. But I'm
I know what you're
like,
saying. Yeah.
can you please explain? Because I don't know. What
Girl, it'd be rough. It'd be rough. I'd be, oh Lord. But I
I mean,
figure, if I have some babies, I mean, I got to try my darndest to make sure that they don't become apathetic young people either, because it's only going to go downhill because Gen Z is who's going to have the next generation because Gen Alpha is already here. So we definitely have to figure out how to coexist with these young people and how to,
no,
really.
no. Let me be clear. We're already coexisting. We have to help them
Right.
get to a level where they can function in the world properly and not keep beating their head on the wall over simple stuff.
Yeah. And I
Because
do,
that's what's happening right now.
well, and partially they're being coddled too. And I think that,
I'm gonna have to do a live show talking about the
well,
fact that you have Gen Z young people coming to job interviews with their parents because they didn't want to come by themselves because they're babies still.
I
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
what? So, okay, I'll say this, and I hope you cover it. Why are these parents not parenting? My mom would never. She'd be like, "Look, I gotta go work. Get your on that bus and go to that job interview. I can't drive you this time. Go."
I've read articles about that still, Ross. As a matter of fact, we had a couple of them at the job where the parents is sitting in the lobby going, "Oh, I see if you needed a ride to the interview.
Mama, stay in the car.
Thank
Girl, turn the AC on. They don't need to know you here. Park
Not go
around
to
the
the job
corner if you
interview
have
and you in the lobby sitting there like you want to go on the interview and do the interview for them. How these little school children gonna learn if you don't? If you, how are you going to teach them to be adults if you don't empower them to do so? They gonna have to. They gonna have to skim their toe. They gonna have to make some mistakes. That's how they learn.
Right.
Oh Jesus!
Okay.
Let me. I could go on. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do a series. Gen Z.
You have to. Girls
Get
making
your
my eyes
professional,
itch
get
more.
your professional skills on a level so people you can actually earn some respect in these professional streets.
Yeah. Well, like I said, these Gen Zers have a lot to offer. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm like down on
No,
them.
and I'm
They
not
have a
either,
lot
but
to
I need
offer.
y'all to step up.
Somebody's got to do it because their parents aren't, and the sad part is their parents are they live with them. So it's there's a big responsibility. This is where it's going to be a community effort and not just the family. It's going to have to be people like me, you, everybody to show these folks the way, but they also have to be willing to listen.
You can lead a horse to water, but go ahead on. Still Rock said something. What he said now? What you done said now, sir?
The season working. You see it there.
I went to some walk-in interview for seasonal help at the mall. The grown kids had parents with them helping with the.
This. I was about to say. Okay. Well,
let's just go to the next comment because I can't.
Yeah. Because honestly, this is more your arena. Because for me, I know how I feel about it, and I sympathize, but I also feel like we need to crack the whip, and it's time because they got to start engaging. Your life is now.
That's why I wrote the book. From coolest teenager to consummate professional, because I know some of them out there were clueless. And will they pick up a book? You pray. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to create a whole program. They know how to watch videos. We might have to videotize that whole thing. So okay, here is what you do. You open Microsoft Word and I'm gonna probably have to do all that.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you the people that I'm worried about, and it's the men. And if you will, I'd love for you to come by next week so we can talk about the neats. We'll be nice about it, you guys. We're going to have a pretty above board conversation about it because, and I'll tell you why. The majority of my clients are men, and the youngest I've ever counseled was a 21-year-old. And this person has real estate. He's an investor, that just kind of got into hot water, but he's going leaps and bounds beyond your average Gen Zer. So I had to give him props for that, and seeking the help at such an early age. I thought that was amazing. So, like I said, I'd like to talk about that next week just to get your input on it. And I kind of want to talk to you about some of the people. Obviously we'll leave names out, but some of the clients that I've talked to and some of the things that they are experiencing, because they do want to get better. A lot of them do. So I can't take that away from them,
Yeah, I'm there's a lot of things influencing a lot of those actions. But that doesn't absolve them of personal responsibility or does not absolve them of personal accountability. And unfortunately, the older men that are making all this noise online and doing the absolute most with the absolute least is making excuses for a lot of these things. And saying, oh, it's the society, oh, it's the patriarchy, oh, it's the feminine this, and oh, it's the that. And making all these excuses when personal accountability and personal responsibility If that was being taken seriously, a lot of this stuff would clear up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've been listening to a lot of interviews this week, particularly one with Trevor Noah on Diary of a CEO. I, for one, don't agree with everything Trevor Noah says, but I just think he's so cute. Oh my God. The aesthetic girl, that's my husband. Yeah, if you look like Trevor Noah, come this way, baby. He's just cute. Like, not even in a like mannish way. He's just cute. Like, oh,
He's a very handsome South African.
yes, girl. And but yeah, he was talking about just all the things that he went through just in his life. You would never know or never assume it, right?
Actually, I actually read his book.
Yeah, so you know what he's got
Awesome.
going on, and it's like you can overcome, but you also still have to take you have to look at your life with a critical eye, and you have to be real with yourself about why you are who you are in that moment. And if you
And
blame
where you are.
yeah, and be real about it and stop making excuses, and also be strong enough that you don't allow the people around you to coddle you. Because if I allowed people to do that, oh my God, I'd still be under my mother's thumb. And I love my mom, but I'd still be living with her. And I'd I'd be defending that. No. I wanted to get out and experience the world. I didn't want to stay stuck at home, but and the bad things that have happened to me, yes, they do affect other parts of my life, but not so much so that I'm going to give up. Like I said, I'm tired, but I'm not going to give up. I can't. That's just not something I've ever even considered as an option. Like, for what? I'm here to experience this life. That's what I'm here for.
As long as you are breathing, what you truly want out of life can be achieved if you choose to do it.
Right.
There are people that I have had conversations with, friends, associates, and otherwise, that subscribe to being fearful and using that as a crutch, or using that as it's because they're afraid why they don't 1, 2, 3, XYZ. You are the person that determines what the 24 hours that you have now, what you do with it.
Right.
You're gonna live the 24 hours anyway. Might as well put in the work to make it better for you.
Right.
Might as well put in the work to make it more enjoyable for you. Might as well live the 24 hours how you really want versus what you've been settling for. I don't
and how to know the difference. I want you to talk to us next week about how to know the difference. Because some people don't know.
Because I don't say, mentor Shelly, mentor you to become a better version of yourself professionally, but also as a person. As you develop professionally, you develop personally too. It's part of it. If you don't know, if I want to jump into the IT arena right now, right? I'm a professional in the areas of human resources. I have some experience in leadership. I have some experience in insurance. I have some experience in a couple of other things, but my good portion, a good 80% of my experience in the professional realm is in the HR space and the career coaching space. But if I want to make that switch, there are transferable skills that I can use to learn the tenets of IT. What sector of IT do I want to go into? Do I want to go into cybersecurity? Do I want to go into mobile, firewall hacking, ethical hacking, all kinds of stuff IT wise I can decide to go into. But that's going to require what? Me stepping out. Me getting into unfamiliar territory. Is that fearful? Yes. I'm not used to it. But that's the whole point. In order for you to go from A to Z, You're going to have to take that step. Step
Mhm.
one, A to B. Okay. All right. I'm staying here. I learned the tenets of B. Then you go to C, and then you go to D. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Be fearful. Do you think the people that had the courage to do stuff wasn't fearful? They felt the fear and they did it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway. Hey.
There you go. So don't give me that excuse about, well, I'm fearful and I this. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Whether you want to buy that house, whether you want to start investing, you need you need credit solution and services to get that credit right so you can make those moves. Spend that money. You're gonna spend it on going to dinner 2 times anyway.
Spend that
Spend
money, honey.
spend that money so you can elevate your financial game.
Mm-hmm.
One sector of financial gain. And then if you're looking to get into a better paying job, if you're looking to get some business, if you want to start a business, Credit Solutionist has a business course to get you started. If you're looking for a better job, Small Business Blueprint, there you go. If you're looking for help to put your career strategy where you want to make sure in 2-3 years you've gotten a $50,000 a year jump in your salary, you have the conversation with me and you make sure salary negotiations are the part of the consultations you actually sign up for, because that's where you make the money when you make the move from one position to the next. Always remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're not just on here yappering our gums just to talk because it's fun. Oh, well, we have fun anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's to become a better professional. It's to become a better person financially. So you can really make the moves you want to make, not the ones you have to settle for.
Speaking of
And
settling, what are you offering for the folks that maybe were housewives and stuff like that, or stay-at-home moms that are now
for
trying to
for
get
the
back into the force?
because those folks have all the bravery in the world, because a lot of them had reasons to fear, because they came out of situations where their life was being threatened. There are some people that come out of those horrible situations.
Mm-hmm.
I applaud that, and I want to make sure that I offer solutions to that particular sector. You can
Right.
go to mentorshelley.com/ETW to start off with the guide, which is there. I will, in the next few weeks, be putting together something specific for them that they can go at their own pace. They may be in a homeless shelter starting off their new journey,
Mm-hmm.
but they
Right.
were brave enough to say, I have had enough of this. I gotta go. I'm leaving. Peace out. I'd rather be homeless than be in a dangerous situation where I may lose my life.
Facts.
So I want to make sure that I offer my services to help them become a better professional, especially because they're transitioning out of such a difficult sector. I applaud their courage, because it takes courage to make a move like that. It takes tremendous courage, even in spite of all that fear. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why that's part of my passion, especially because I know they go through so much. Thankfully, I've only been not a close witness, because I'm dragging you out of that situation. If you're close to me, I'll be like, get your tail over here. But I want to make sure I extend that information to at least get you started in the right direction, and
Mm-hmm.
just know that you're not starting from ground zero.
Right.
Being an ex-trad wife, there are skills there. I've been talking about different industries. You can apply some of those skills in the financial sector, in the project management sector. I'll be talking about that for the next few weeks, about
Mm-hmm.
what areas you can apply a lot of those, a lot of those, a lot of those skills that you've gained over the years being
Mm-hmm.
a trad wife. So at the end of the day, we are here to help you become a better professional and a better person in the financial space and the professional space. Victoria, take it over.
Thank you, girlfriend. Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, I can't let you go without giving you the. Oh, hold on, girl. I got to do it. Hold up. Wait.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No.
Seriously, thank you for showing up for my folks. You guys, again, we are really doing our ever best to show up for you guys and, be, just that support system. You guys are watching. I'm sure a few of you have been here for the entire 2 hours, and we appreciate you. Whether you speak or say hello or not, we get it. All we care about is that our message gets through. And if it only gets through to one person, I'm totally so grateful for that. And I appreciate every single one of you that's come through.
Yeah.
I know sometimes it does take a minute for you to take the steps to make everything better. I get it. There are areas in all of our lives where we could use a little bit more, of some, what's the word I'm looking for, girl? I'm at a loss for words tonight, but that spark,
push,
that little push that makes you do the thing that you need to do. So I'll make my spiel very short. I want to see y'all succeed. It's October 25th. By January 1st, you could literally be at least 60 to 70% better financially than you are right now. You can do that either by fixing your credit, by getting the 90-day rapid repair mini ebook. Like I said, nominal fee, doesn't cost that much for you to get where you need to go. I help you shape up your financial resume. See, I want you to not have that. My objective is bop, 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 like Mr. Shelley talked about. But I want you to know what people are saying about you. I want you to have some control over what a collection agency, a banker, creditor says about you, because I want you to go into that bank, that application for that credit card, whatever it is, that home loan that you're going to try to get, with the best resume, the best foot forward. So we do that by the credit report. Okay. Again, I'm going to keep talking about it because you're going to start to understand how everything is intertwined. A lot of you want to work for yourselves. Well, guess what? You can't really do that without credit in some form or fashion. You're going to need it at some point, whether it's for advertising, supplies, whether you want to hire a contractor, whether you want to outsource your product or service, right? I've outsourced part of my company before, and guess what? I had to do that. I had to pay somebody, and I needed to have that money. So not only did I have to make more money in my day job to throw money at my business, but I also had to, do the steps that I did in my business blueprint. And the 90-day rapid repair mini ebook. I had to do both things from both of those books. That's why I created the whole process. So like I said, step 1, get your credit right. Step 2, that'll help you fund your business, start the business. Now, Mentor Shelley is also part of that process too, because she can help you get the job that's then going to help you increase your finances.
Correct.
Right? That's going to help you pay down your debt, which is going to increase your credit score. Then you'll have the funding to start your business. Do you see how everything intertwines? It all ties in, you guys. So that is why I have Mentor Shelley here. I want you to get a feel for who we are as people. We're Black owned, woman owned businesses. That is what we do, So if we look like you've been looking for somebody that look like you, hey, we're here. And people that really want to see you do well. Because for me, it's about my own success, but it's more or less about yours. Because I wish I had somebody here to show me the way. So, whatever you're here for, we got you.
Thank you, Antoinette.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with us on this Friday night. We really do appreciate you. So, Shell, you're telling everybody you'll be back next week so we can talk about the needs.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll dive more into Gen Z because I still have some questions for you, but I know that this is going to tie into next week too. So there's so much to talk about there. So, all right. So we've all talked about everything that we have going on, and Credit Solutionist has had a long week, y'all. I am about to seriously take my little tookus to bed. mentor Shelly. Thank you so much for stopping by, girlfriend.
As always, it's a pleasure.
And thanks to everybody in the chat. I'll probably see you guys this weekend with another credit lesson. There's so much that I want to teach on this platform. So I hope to see you guys on the next video. My girl, mentor Shelly, credit solutionist, out.